That is great. That is great. All right. Well, let's get started, Carrie.
All right, so I am Carrie Garza. I'm not actually Renata Smith, as the screen would say. So Renata, you guys already heard from. She's traveling, but I have reliable Wi-Fi, and she does not. So I am just kind of helping in the backdrop and adding people in as they come on. So this is my first time hosting, so bear with me. So if you were invited by somebody, if you could put their name in the chat, that would be great, because your name will be into a drawing for free patches. And then we're going to get started with Christy talking about LifeWave and going through some points of interest and her story also. And then we will introduce a few other people that will share their experience with LifeWave. And if you have any questions, add them into the chat and I'll speak up, or you can raise your hand to ask any questions.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, don't forget to put yourself on mute.
Yes,
because we can hear all the background.
Definitely, that's important. Well, thank you, Carrie, so much for stepping in. I really, really appreciate you, because it's hard to do the actual talking and the tech part, and I'm actually tech challenged anyway, so it's best that I do the talking part. So appreciate you stepping in. Definitely a team effort, and Carrie, you are just on fire. You and your team are helping so many people. I know you were just on a women's retreat on, learning about personal development and personal growth. And you were out there active and also patching people over the weekend and paying it forward. So appreciate you and everything you're doing for your team. And you're a current manager, and I know in the near future, you will be a director and beyond, and your team will continue to grow. So that's exciting. And I know Renata is on your team, and she's from Arizona all the way in Florida, like you heard, paying it forward and patching a lot of people down there. So that's exciting. So my name again is Christy Chapman, and I've been with this company LifeWave and using this technology for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. I can't believe how fast the time has gone. But I came across the technology, was not looking for another opportunity, meaning I've been in this industry before of relationship marketing, and I wasn't looking for anything new. But I hurt my foot. My business partner and dear friend of mine started patching because of shoulder pain and back pain. And he said, I don't know if this will help you, but I have a stem cell patch that a friend of mine gave me. Let's put it on your foot and see what it does. And so I put it on my foot. Within a couple hours, I was able to walk on my foot. And the next day I was able to go to the gym, and I thought, what is this? I've never heard of it. Learned that the company's been around for the technology for 20 years, company for almost 20. And I thought, my gosh, this is amazing. I know people that are in pain. I know people that need more energy, more stamina, better sleep. They have high blood pressure, chronic illnesses. And I thought, gosh, and I kept hearing all these stories, and I saw the science and the patents and the clinical trials, and learned that this is a company that is in over 100 countries, but in the United States, nobody really knew about it. And so I just started organically sharing with people, and people loved it. They started using the patches, and they were working, and they were like, well, I don't want to sell, but they started working. And then they started sharing with their coworkers and their mom and their brother and their uncle and their neighbor. And we just started growing and growing and growing. And today we have over 2,600 people on our team. We're in 8 countries. And that just means that we are helping a lot of people heal. And it's so rewarding. And I tell people this is the most organic thing I've ever done as far as sharing. And so it's very exciting. And you're going to hear, well, actually, I'll just tell you my story right now real quick. What happened to me 4 months later after I learned about the patches is my son was in a horrible motorcycle accident. He was 18 at the time, and fully geared, a couple blocks from his house, but somebody cut him off and he flew 50 feet. And his helmet damaged his artery. He had several strokes, a traumatic brain injury. He did damage his artery. He shattered his knee, shattered his wrist, tore every ligament and tendon in his knee, broke 5 ribs, bruised liver, and collapsed lungs. And going in, he had COVID. And while he was in a coma, he got MRSA and pneumonia. So needless to say, my son was in really bad shape. And when the doctors called us, they said, we don't know if your son is going to make it. He had a like brain bleed and lots of swelling in his brain that they couldn't get down. So they rushed him to this specialty hospital where he was in the COVID unit, and he was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. They told me if he woke up, he might be a vegetable. And they prepared us to be ready to help him for at least a year or two. And I immediately knew prayer is very powerful for us. And I knew right away that I needed to get my prayer warriors out there, and I needed to start patching him. I knew that was the reason why I learned about this technology 4 months prior. So I asked the doctors if we could patch him. The doctor said yes, because they knew about this technology. Very grateful for that. And they knew it wasn't going to interfere with any medicine that he was currently, because he was on IV drips and lots of pain medicine. And they knew it doesn't enter into the bloodstream. So it wasn't going to interfere with anything that they were currently doing. So we put these patches on him and we prayed. And 2.5 weeks after he was in the hospital, he woke up from his coma. The left side of his face was droopy and he couldn't move the left side of his body, but we continued to patch and pray. And I also want to note that when he started walking, he had neuropathy in his feet, and he was going to have to wear a brace, which they call an AFO, for the rest of his life on his foot, because he had something called drop foot, where he wasn't strong enough to lift his foot up and he could trip. So from the day he went into the hospital till 6 months later, after extensive rehab and lots of strong will, prayers, patching, lots of hard work on Andrew's part, he was back at his apartment, living on his own, no AFO, he has no brace. They thought he'd have it for life. He's working, he was driving, he got his driver's license after the 6-month mark. They didn't know if he'd be able to drive for a while. He's got a girlfriend, he's thriving. He never got addicted to pain medication, and he never went through a depression, which I'm very, very grateful for. And because that can happen a lot when this type of situation happens to people, especially when they're young, their life completely changes with their friends and how they know it. So if you didn't know Andrew, we are now at about 16 months after the accident. You wouldn't even know he was in an accident. He literally is doing so well. And we are just so grateful for this technology. So that is why I will forever continue sharing. And I appreciate all those on the Zoom that are sharing with their friends and family. So we're going to go over a short presentation just so you can get to know the products, the science. And we're not going to talk about the business opportunity, but I will tell you there is one, and I'm very grateful for it. And you can have it be as small as you wanted to help pay for your patches, because I guarantee when you start using this technology, you're going to think of some people that you want to help, because we just can't help it, right? We're creatures, people that just like to help other people by nature, most of us anyways. And so we can't help but keep this to ourselves, because we know people that can use it. So there is a business opportunity. I am grateful for it. During the time Andrew was in the hospital, I never had to worry about my bills. I got out of debt, actually, and I had plenty of money left over. And I literally did it very, very spare time on my cell phone. So let's go over the introduction and the science. Just need to move this out of the way here. Okay, so LifeWave is both a brand and a technology, and this is probably a technology that you've never heard before, but I guarantee you we are going to be a household name. I know so I told you the company's been around for 20 years. However, X39 is our stem cell patch. That is our main patch that we are going to talk about today, and that stem cell patch came out in 2019. And since that happened, we were doing about 45 million in sales then. Now, last year, 2022, we closed at like almost $500 million. So that is where the growth is happening. In the United States now, I told you we're in over 100 countries. United States is now #1, which before we were like number 10, 15, 20 before, because the United States understands what stem cells are all about. So again, we're going to be a household name. This technology is innovative, it's unique, and it's cutting edge, something you've never heard of and never seen before. And a lot of times people will ask, well, how is this working if it doesn't enter into the bloodstream? It's not transdermal. How does this technology work? And I would like to invite you to go to activationpatch.com. Activationpatch.com. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat for me. And that is, there's a short video that shows how this works. We're using phototherapy. And it's kind of like the light from the sun creates vitamin D in your body, right? It's kind of the same concept. So we have this little patch. I have one on my wrist here. I don't know if you can see it. But inside here are little organic crystals. And we're going to use light and heat from the body to create a change. That's what photobiomodulation means. So we're going to use phototherapy to create change in the body. Inside, I said, inside each crystal or each patch are organic crystals. Each one, we have 12 different patches. Each one has a specific frequency that's going to activate your own body's healing intelligence. So these patches and these crystals are very, very smart. And when you give your body the right tools, your body knows how to heal itself. And I want to tell you, a lot of times people will try to cut these crystals and you won't be able to, or cut the patches to look for the crystals. You won't be able to see them. We're using nanotechnology, and that means that the crystals are, you cannot see them with the naked eye. Okay, so the science. So a lot of times, people know about acupuncture, right? And so we talk about our technology as acupatching or acupuncture to go. We are going to use these for the most part. Our clinical trials were on acupuncture points, and that's where you're going to find the best benefit when you're using the patches. So you're going to wear the patches for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. Most of them, especially X39, you're going to wear during the day. That's our stem cell patch. And the reason why is we want to make sure to hydrate, because water moves energy throughout the body. So, so this is with no needles, right? So I was telling somebody earlier, we had an event. I said, if I had to tell my 19-year-old that we were going to put needles in him and do acupuncture, he'd say, forget it. He had 10 surgeries, does not like needles, but he will definitely use the patches. People ask me, is it FDA registered? And it's not, because we're not a food and we're not a drug, but it's actually registered as a class 1 medical device. And all that means is it's just like a Band-Aid. So if you have no allergies to Band-Aids, you can definitely wear these patches. And if there is an allergic reaction to Band-Aids, you can actually wear them on your clothing. Because again, we're using light and heat from the body to activate the crystals. So it will go through fur. If you put these on your fur babies, it will go through clothes. It'll go through your hair. Say you have a migraine and you put them on your temples or on your head, it will go through your hair, because it's going to go, the heat goes from your body about 3 to 6 inches. So the heat's going to go out and it's going to come back in and activate the crystals. We have over 80 clinical trials. Actually, it's probably over 100 now. And you'll see those on activationpatch.com. We also have a testimonial group where I personally add new testimonials in there every day. So if you're not in our VIP testimonial group on Facebook, make sure to get in there so that you can see stories, and you can literally search for whatever it is that you're looking for, and you will see other people that have had success with the patches. We have, there's no drugs, again, no chemicals, no stimulants, so it's not going to interfere with anything you're doing. And all of our products are manufactured in Ireland. So this is something pretty new, because our company has had such massive growth. And our CEO is also the scientist and the inventor of this technology. And everything used to be done in the United States. Our labs are in the United States currently. Our scientist and CEO is in Florida. But we had to go to Ireland because we are growing so massively that we want to make sure that we have enough supply to go globally and never, ever have a back order. So we have plenty of patches for everybody. We're never going to have a back order, which is great. And that's why we're in Ireland. And just know that this company is a debt-free company. So we are definitely stable and we're not going anywhere. And we actually have it's actually over 130 patents, which is very hard to get. These are global patents. So David wanted to make it to where when we're using these patches and we're sharing them with people, a lot of times people will say, I don't know, that could be a placebo effect, or that's just woo-woo. There's no way that it could do that to the body. Because I'm not kidding. I have seen very small miracles and I've seen extremely large miracles that would make you cry, where people have literally gotten their life back. We've helped people get rid of walkers, wheelchairs, canes. We've helped people prevent surgeries, heal from surgeries. We've prevented people from, they're in bed and now they're living their life. They're getting out and about. I have one woman that hadn't driven since 2012, and she's out there driving and thriving, and she's not bedridden anymore. We're helping people not get on medication or reducing their medication, like myself. And so it's very powerful. So we have the science, we have the white papers, the patents, third-party double-blind clinical trials, and everything that you need to be confident and know that this is true science. Hold on just a second. I just have to move these things so I can see here. Okay. So what we're going to talk about is stem cells. I told you we have 12 patches total, but the main patch that we always start with, and then we can use supporting patches if we need to, and become a patch enthusiast like myself and many on the Zoom tonight. But our stem cell patch is super powerful. And the reason why is it is a healing patch. And it's also clinically proven for age reversal. So I don't know about you, but before this company, I've heard of anti-aging, but I've never heard of age reversal. And this is clinically proven to help your body age from the inside out. As a matter of fact, the doctors, I go to a naturopath doctor, and she told me when she did my blood work that my organs are like a teenager. So not only I'm 52, and not only do I feel like my skin looks better, hair, nails, things like that, but my organs are healthier than they used to be. And I used to have inflammation in my blood, and that is completely gone as well. So what are stem cells anyway? Stem cells are a neutral cell. So the role of a stem cell is to deploy and go wherever the body needs it most. So for example, if you have arthritis, which we help so many people with arthritis, and you may have arthritis yourself, or you know somebody that's suffering like my mom was, but you might have hand issues and it is not working for your hands right away. Well, there's a reason for that. We tell people, give it a month for every decade that you are. So I'll give my mom an example. She's almost 80. At about month 4 or 5, she's like, Christy, I don't know if these are working for me. Well, I'm seeing her stamina improve. She's got energy. She's sleeping good. Her wrinkles are going away. She's looking good. And then about the 6-month mark, she says to me, oh, Christy, she would call it trigger finger. She's like, my hands aren't locking up anymore. And I can grab coffee and I can hold this water bottle and I can open up a jar. And she's like, I think these patches are working. And I'm like, they are working. So just know that the patches are going to go wherever your body needs it most. So if you're needing it for your hands for arthritis, but you're not seeing it quite yet, please just give it time and be patient. Know that your stem cells are being activated within 24 hours. That light bulb is turning on. Your brain is telling your body, okay, let's make stem cells like we did when we were in our 20s. So give it time. It will get to that place that you want it to, but it's working on something else. And it could be an organ or something more important in your body at the time. And I had no idea about this, but did you know that when you're 25, you drastically reduce your stem cell production? So, wow, I know a lot of people that are over 25, and I didn't realize how much stem cells had a role in our body and what they have as far as healing. So that's why when we get older, when we're in our 60s, 70s, 80s, we have very little stem cells left. And that's why it's harder for us when we have surgery, or when we cut ourselves, or when we burn ourselves. It is harder for our body to heal. And as a matter of fact, when you get to a certain age, sometimes it's 80 or over, the doctors won't even do surgery on you anymore because they don't want to take the risk, because it takes so long for your body to heal. So it is so important that we all activate our own stem cells so that we can heal and age backwards much more gracefully. And we have this copper peptide that is called GHKCU. And if you haven't Googled it, which you probably haven't if you're not in this company, but that is the holy mother grail of age reversal. So just Google that, GHKCU, and our CEO has found a way to get this copper peptide, GHKCU, in this tiny little patch, and it's going to activate our stem cells. Okay, so that's the copper peptide that's in here that is going to activate our stem cells. And I can't remember if I said this, but we want to wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off. And the reason why, and put a new patch on every day, is we're going to activate our stem cells for 12 hours, and then we're going to let our body heal and restore at night, because that's when the body heals the most. Okay, so activate for 12 hours, let it rest for 12 hours. I have a puppy. I put my X39 on my puppy so that he has age reversal, and it can heal at the cellular level for whatever he needs healing for. And he's going to have surgery pretty soon to get spayed, so that will help him heal much, much quicker. X39 is so affordable. A lot of times when people think of stem cells, they're injections, they're expensive, insurance doesn't cover them, and they're usually somebody else's stem cells. So these are affordable, they're ethical. We're using our own stem cells, not somebody else's, and it requires no injections, which is definitely a good thing for most. Now, I've experienced a lot of these here. There's over 40 blanket of benefits when it comes to stem cells, and these are just a few of my favorite. Again, I've experienced all of these. Pain and inflammation will definitely be reduced. A lot of times we tell people to put X39 on the point of pain. And if you want to add a supporting patch for pain, like arthritis, Eon is definitely a good patch that you want to do for that. Okay, and ask the person that invited you, they can help you with that. Wound healing and skin remodeling. This is a phenomenon that is just incredible. It will help with old and new scars. I've seen it happen to myself and to friends. Burns as well. Anytime there's a burn or a cut, definitely use the X39, and that will help your body heal much, much faster. And the old wounds too, take pictures. When you start using these patches, take pictures, because you'll be blown away. You'll see a scar that you've had for 19 years and it will slowly start fading. So take those before and after pictures. Increased energy and vitality at the cellular level. This is so important. I don't have to drink coffee anymore. I'm giving my adrenals a break because I just don't need it. I used to enjoy a cup Starbucks every single day, so that's saving me some money. Lots of transfer spending here. You're going to find that you used to spend money on certain things, but now that you're using the patches, you don't have to. So it's transfer spending, and a lot of times people are saving money. Enhanced sports performance. I absolutely love this one in a faster recovery. You can have a really good workout. Your stamina will be amazing at the gym. You're going to recover so much quicker the next day. You won't be so sore, so you can get back at it. And you're going to notice that you will have increased muscle like you did when you were in your 20s. So your results will be much, much faster, especially if you're over the age of 50. And I forgot about restorative sleep. That is the most important thing that you can do for your body, especially when it comes to healing. Your healing is going to happen when you're sleeping. So if you took exercise, eating right, and sleep, very vital that we each get a good 7 hours of sleep every night and get that good REM sleep. I have vivid dreams every single night, and I'm up before my alarm. I absolutely love it. Cognitive function and brain health and brain fog, reduces brain fog. This is huge. We have a lot of that going on with Alzheimer's, dementia, and COVID brain. We can help you with that. Vascular health and reduces blood pressure. I've seen many people get off of blood pressure medication or avoid it. I've also seen people get off of cholesterol medication, of course, under doctor supervision, right? Always under doctor supervision. And I love this last one. Remember when I talked about age reversal, this is going to provide age reversal for more than 4,000 of your own gene expressions to a younger state. So that's when we're saying this is age reversal, truly. So pictures are 1,000 words. Here's some pictures before we get to our testimonies. This lady had shoulder surgery. 2 weeks later, you can hardly even see a scar. The doctors were amazed. The middle one, this gentleman was in a car accident. They thought he was going to lose his hand. The distributors, I think it was the parents, were like, nope, we're not cutting that hand off. We're putting patches on him and he's going to heal. 63 days later, you can hardly even see a scar. He has full function in his hand again and no pain medication. You guys, that's huge. No pain medication. This gentleman's knee, sometimes we have to have that knee surgery. He started patching after his surgery. 5 weeks post-surgery. Look at how fast his wounds are healing. And this gentleman, I think he's approaching his 80s. And look at how fast in 5 weeks his knee is healed. This young gentleman was going down on his snowboard. He had a horrible accident, tore up his face. They thought he was going to have scars on his face, but 5 days later, his parents are distributors with us. 5 days later, he could go to that interview that he had, and you can hardly even tell he was in an accident. And then this gentleman, 79 years old, again, the older you are, the less stem cells you have, and the faster you age and the slower you heal. So this gentleman is 78, 9 years old. And look at the improvement. You can see the inflammation, the bruising, the swelling, the wrinkles. He looks so much younger in this picture 7 weeks later. And it's amazing. Last one here, you guys, before we get to the testimonies, 4 months using X39 alone. We do have some other supporting patches that are great for wrinkles, boosting your own collagen, your telomeres, and your own hyaluronic acid. It will help you produce all of those. But she just used X39 and look at how beautiful she looks. She's glowing. So imagine what's happening on the inside of her body with her outward appearance. And then we know lots of young people, especially that suffer from acne or acne scars, definitely want to get them on some X39 so they can boost their self-esteem and have pretty glowing skin like this young lady after 3.5 weeks. So that is my portion of our presentation. I'm just gonna move this over here. Well, hopefully. I want to do a stop screen share here. Here we go. Hold on just a second. Okay. Thank you. All right. So I think we have Marisha. Before we do that, if you're a guest, just a reminder, if you showed up late, please put your name in the chat so that we can do a drawing for a free sample pack of X39. And Marisha, would you like to unmute and possibly come on video and share your story, please?
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Oh, you're in the car.
I am in the car, yes. I am really excited to share my story, the story of my parents, because the changes that we all experienced are just so strong that it's sometimes I pinch myself if it's true. It is true because the tests from doctors showed it. Okay, so first, I wanted to let you know that I was pretty healthy for my age, I thought, but I worked a lot and there was a lot of going on. So I really became weak when the COVID happened. And I got COVID right at the beginning, the first week of January 2020. No one even knew people suspected that there was flu going on and so on. But it really hit me. And I was very weak for 5 weeks. But I returned to work and I knew that I didn't have that strength and I had these weird symptoms. And I actually fainted at work and I ended up in a hospital. That was 2 weeks prior my infection and I didn't have fever anymore and I didn't have the cough. But when the doctors ran the test at the emergency, they told me I didn't have flu. That's the only test at the time was available. So we kind of guessed, everyone was guessing, but they gave me very strong medication. And after taking the medication a few times, I became even weaker and worse. So I stopped taking it and I kind of began to recover, but it turned out to be that I had, due to all of it, I became anemic. And when the Delta came, it was right at the beginning that I got it again, because I work with people. I've seen a lot of people and I still had to work. So Delta did the most damage. So what happened? I had heart damage, which meant that my heart worked only 60% in the left chamber and my valve was severely damaged. On the top of it, I found out that I had scarred lungs. And of course, the COVID started in my intestines. The damage started from there. So I wasn't in a good place. I didn't like me to be like this, being weak. My heart was going very into high rate. I had this palpitation. I couldn't make few steps sometimes. When I bent, I was fainting. Not a good situation. And I already knew about stem cell therapies, and I thought that I would go and take a loan and go through injections to help with everything what was happening. Luckily to me, and luckily that I already knew Christy for quite a few years, the patches showed up and I jumped on that opportunity to help my health. And so I was on the patches for 3 months that I had the follow-up tests from my cardiologist. And she couldn't believe what she was seeing in those new tests. So she decided to run one more test. I never heard from her office with anything, so I kind of called them. Turned out to be my heart was normal. I didn't need follow-up so far. So you can imagine what it meant, but I've seen within the first 5 weeks how much my health was changing. Deeper sleep, more energy, and less often of the heart issues. And then I would say for the last year, I haven't seen one. I feel like I'm normal with all of of course, I have deeper breath. I can even run, which wasn't possible with my lungs. So I am so grateful. And I feel like I'm improving. On the top of it, recently I've noticed my hair that I color normally, when I didn't color for a while, I noticed something is different. It's dark up front, which I didn't have for years. So I have more dark hair and I didn't have any for at least 10 years, I thought. So another option, plus my skin is improving. But the story of my parents is even more more compelling. They are in their 90s. My mom is will be 97 very soon. My dad is 93. During COVID, my dad had a stroke. He didn't want to go to hospitals. He didn't want to buy a loan. He wanted to be at home. So the consequences were severe. He was paralyzed on the left side. And my mom last December, she had COVID and she was very weak, and but she still decided that she can go upstairs and downstairs. She has no use of left arm. It's due to war. It's not movable. And so she couldn't grab the rail. And somehow she slipped and fell down all the way on tiles. And her injuries were pretty serious. Brain injuries, broken collarbones, cuts, bruises. At this age, the doctors at the Mergers told us that there wouldn't be any treatment because they cannot open her school, and that would be worse than the initial, so they couldn't control the swelling or anything. Thanks to patches, she was patched, my dad, of course, too. My mom, within the next 3 weeks, was strong enough, recognized everybody. She is walking with help, but she's not all bedridden. She goes to bathroom, the same with my dad. My dad is much stronger, and he drops the crutches very often. So, and my mom has such a sleep now with her severe PTSD from war. It is such a change after 70 something years. We feel relieved for that matter, because he never had sleep through the night. And if you know what PTSD means, it's a lot of symptoms that are hard to deal with. And she become more peaceful. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all of the changes and for the patches, that it can change life so much. And I share now with others. I have a friend who has cancer, and the surgery went so great because he started using patches, and he feels much stronger, and he's not afraid of the radiation that he has to have, because he feels like he's just stronger. He uses X39, he uses Alavida at night, and he uses all the Y8 patches. He said he has never felt like this before. So there are many, many stories. Thank you very much for letting me.
Thank you so much. And it is so rewarding, isn't it? Just to,
It is.
I have never had so much fun sharing products and helping people heal. It's been the most fun I've ever had in this industry in 18 years. So thank you so much, Marisha, and God bless you and your mom and dad. I'm so happy. And gosh, the fact that we can help our parents, that's such a great feeling, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we have, we're gonna have 3 today because, just because. And so Andy, let's have you come on and unmute yourself and turn on your video, please.
All right, I'm figuring it out here.
That's okay, lower left-hand corner.
There we go.
Hi,
In the kitchen
how are
making
you?
dinner.
Hi,
Hi.
oh, wonderful. Yeah, let's hear your story real briefly. Thank you.
Well, my sister Carrie, who is under the name of Renata today on the video, she is the one who told me about patches because I hurt my back at work, and I'm still working with that. Oh, sorry, my cat is up on the camera. Sorry, I'm making dinner. I'm eating the food. So she's like, just give it a try, you know, like okay. So I tried it, and immediately I noticed when I put it on the spot, like I usually have like this burning sensation from just doing silly, like I had a rib come out in my lower back area at work, and I got it, you know, put back in from my chiropractor, but I'm having residual pain going up that side of it, and it's X39 can't put the rib back in for me, you know, but it does help with the nerve pain that I'm having. Like literally right now I have LifeWave on like one side and then the other side of where I have pain. And literally as soon as I put it on, that pain of that area goes away. If I take it off, it'll come back. Like it just, there's a rib that's not quite going where it's supposed to go. And it's not liking me, but it's helping. But one of the things that I have noticed from wearing it, that accidentally, you know, kind of did it, was actually, it went to my feet first. I've had plantar fasciitis and heel spurs. I still have the heel spurs. They don't just disappear, you know, it's bone. But I've tried almost everything for plantar fasciitis. I mean, if there's a device, I've tried it, I've got it. Everybody gives me advice on what I should do. Like, thanks, I've had it for over 10 years. I appreciate it. But my feet, I would say, are 95% better. Occasionally my left one has like a flare up, and that's one, it's had it for years and I didn't even know it. That my feet feel so much better, and that's not what I was intending to use them for. I also had like not eczema, but like what is it called? Psoriasis of the scalp that I didn't even know I had. I was just wondering like what was on my scalp. My daughter does my hair. She's like, Mom, you have like, I think you have psoriasis. I'm like, what? On my scalp? Like you just think of psoriasis on your skin, but not on your scalp. And it also accidentally has taken it away. It's just gone. It's fantastic. I have a, like, an age spot right here. It's decided right here it wants to go. It was really big before. It has shrunk it by half. And what I was doing that for that was literally at night. And I heard you say, like wearing for the day. Well, at night, I would take it off of me from the day and I would literally stick it on my forehead because I'm not walking around with this on my forehead at work, So I'm like, well, I'm just going to put it on my forehead and sleep like that. And that's how my husband finds me, a few times is with this on and a mask on. But it has drastically taken that. But then going to my husband, I've put it on him also to see about the hair growth, because Carrie also sent me a thing about hair growth where I'm like, well, I'll try it. And his hair, I wish he was home right now. He's on a business trip. But I would say he's got the typical balding spot, back here, thinning. Like it wasn't completely bald, but it was very thin and starting to spread in awkward, like an L shape, I was saying, and it's filling in, like the bottom part is filling in, I'd say probably 50%. Like it's not all the way back by any means, but it is so amazing. Like, and he's like, yeah, right. And I'll show him pictures. He's like, all right, fine, maybe it's working, and then last but not least on him, he said the other day, out of the blue, unprovoked, and I don't know why, like he had been outside with the neighbor and he was throwing a ball and he hurt I think it was his right shoulder coming down off of the kiddie water slide when we were on vacation 2 years ago. He just put his arms out and it just pulled him back just enough that it like minorly tore something in one of his 4 rotator cuff muscles. We don't know. We've never gone to the doctor for him. Like it's just so minor, but he's always had pain there. He couldn't throw a ball. He couldn't do any of that. Like it just was bother him. And he came inside. He goes, I gotta give you practice credit. I'm like, what for? And he said, I haven't been able to throw a ball in at least 2 years. And I just threw over and over again a ball to the dog and I have zero pain. So, and again, I'm just trying to grow his hair back.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm
very,
and with him too, like I'll say he could stand to lose, let's say 20, 30 pounds in the belly. Like he's a typical guy. He snores at night, especially if he's on his back. And I don't know if your husbands, what they do, if they do the big old snore, if they're I call it the puff, they breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, but the mouth closes in between. So it would drive me crazy, right? He is not snoring as much. And the only change, he hasn't lost any weight. Though I try. But that's the only change. Is that he doesn't snore nearly as much. I mean, sometimes he would have mixed snores of like, like crazy things. And like now it's like, are you breathing? Are you all right? You're okay. All right. So I'm very amazing with the little things that I don't think that other people like, you don't think about putting it on for snoring, like people have things for the nose and all that for that, or, you just lose some weight maybe. But which I'm going to keep pushing for that.
Well, I wonder if he is getting that deep REM sleep. Like ask him if he's having vivid dreams and how is he waking up in the morning? Maybe he's just sleeping different, right? That's amazing. I love that.
Just sleeping different. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing, Andy. I love it. Where are you at again?
I'm in Wisconsin. So
Wisconsin. Okay. Is it still snowing?
No.
It's green.
Yeah, we had 80 degrees 2 weeks ago. And so all the flowers popped, everything,
that's great. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my goodness.
April 17th, we had 6 inches of snow.
Oh my. Well, thanks again for sharing. I really appreciate you. You're a doll and keep patching with us. I'm excited. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm working next on my son too. My son is 22 and he's losing his hair. So I'm working on him too now. So I've taken some before pictures and we'll see. Because he's only 22. Good.
I love that you're doing before pictures. Yeah, I have my 22-year-old. She's almost 22. She's patching. My son's patching. So yeah, I love them for the kids too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again. Barbie, let's have you share. your patch story, please. And again,
Okay.
if you're a guest, put your name in the chat, please. Appreciate it. Okay, go ahead, Barbie.
Okay, so I was just gonna tell you guys, let's see. So the things that I've noticed with me is that my hair has gotten a lot darker, and especially when I put my head down, as my sister pointed out. No, I'm just kidding. To me, anyways, but I have a lot of baby hair growth too, and I've gotten better sleep, a lot more energy. My mom, I helped my mom, and well, all three of us have been helping my mom with her shoulder pain, because she wasn't able to move her shoulder up and down like a lot of the ladies. People have a lot of problems with their shoulders, and we've been able to put it on her and she can move it up, and she's like, what the heck? And then my sister Debbie, that's right next to me, we helped her with her migraine and put patches on her head right here, the LifeWave, the Ice Wave, I mean. And we put those on and her headache went away immediately, which was awesome. And she's like, okay, all right. I need these. And then also my other sister Patty, her scars on her legs are starting to lighten up, and she's like, oh my gosh, my scars are getting better. So she's super excited about that. And then I was also gonna let you guys know about my mom. So as far as my mom or our mom goes, I guess I can share. Just I talked to her just lately, and she said that her kidney numbers, because she has 3/4 of one kidney only, and so she has one that doesn't work at all, and her numbers for her kidney have gone up since the last time she went to the doctor. So she was really excited about that, and she's just using the X39 pretty much, and then like the pain one, and the inflammation. And then our dad used to sleep like a lot of, just lately, since he's gotten his pacemaker and stuff, he's been taking really long naps and stuff, and he hasn't been sleeping as long for his naps. My mom told me, so I was like, okay, that's awesome. So that's what I got so far.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
I'm looking
Thank
forward
you.
to more stuff.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing, Barbie. Barbie's definitely got her whole family. Some of them are on here right now, but she's got her whole family patching. So that's really fun when you can help pay it forward that way, when you can help the ones that you love the most. So thank you. Thank you. All right, Rochelle, can I have you unmute and turn on your video, please, in the lower left?
Well, I will unmute, but I will not go on video because I'm literally trying to get dressed to get out the door.
Oh, okay. Well, you just
to see that.
you just do your thing, girl. Okay, so let's hear your story, hon.
So for me, I was introduced to it by Carrie as well. And pause for a second. Can we just talk about the genetics and the sound of Carrie and her sister's voice? They're identical. Genetics are crazy. Okay. Anyway, so for me, it was, I have arthritis in both of my knees and really big bone spurs. And so a year ago, I was doing physical therapy and like 3 times a week. And as a single mom, who has time for physical therapy 3 times a week? And then they were trying to convince me to do that PRP, that. And so I did all of the things and tried to do all of the things like the physical therapy and the CBD rubs and all that stuff. And I literally could not even walk to my car most days. The pain was so bad. I would just be in tears. Like I just couldn't even function. I couldn't walk. We went to Mexico. I couldn't keep up with my kids. It was awful. Met with Carrie and she gave me a couple of the patches just to test. And I bought immediately. Like the pain in my knee went away within like that same day. And since I've been patching, I've been able to hike. I've gone dancing. I've driven 13 hours and been able to get out of the car and run around in the snow with my kids. Whereas before I literally couldn't even do that. I went to my niece's wedding and I danced all night, like all night, every song I'm out there dancing and I was not in pain at all. And, my knees gave out a lot, and it was super snowy in Reno when we were there, and my knees didn't give out at all. Like I was able to walk on the snow with confidence and not worry about a thing. My daughter, who is 19, she was in a really bad car accident about 5 years ago and has just tons of residual back pain. And we started patching her, and she doesn't feel it, like the pain is gone. It's a miracle for me. Like I keep texting Carrie, this can't be real. Is this real? I can't believe I'm out doing life that I wasn't able to do for probably 5 years, like a long time. So, but now I need a different excuse not to hike. So.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I mean, your kids got their mom back. You've got your life back. You sound entirely way too young to be stuck at home and not being able to drive and enjoy your family. So that is just.
I could drive a little bit, but like
so
those
amazing.
long distances, I couldn't drive long distance because of the way my knee would sit. I couldn't walk when I got out. So yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Well, again, if you're a guest, put your name in the chat. Last call for that. And any questions that I could support you with, anything at all. If you're a guest or a brand partner with us, any questions I could support you with. Did we have any in the chat, Carrie? I don't think I saw any.
I'm looking to see if there is any. Did anybody, brand partners, invite somebody that are here? That you see on here?
Oh, yeah, Haley, which is the iPhone one.
That's right. Haley is also, and then Joanne.
No, she's a brand partner via
Patty?
Chris. Patty
Oh,
is via
other sister.
Barbie. Yep.
Okay. And then there's iPhone. Is that?
Oh yeah,
that's Haley.
That's Haley. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Haley. So no questions. Right? We good?
Haley, you got any questions?
Oh, there's one.
Okay, what is it? I don't see it.
It says, how long do you need to patch to help with tinnitus?
Tinnitus. Okay. So there is a patch protocol. So we do have some advanced patch protocols. Who asked that? Carmen. Carmen, let's get together with you and talk about that. I have heard, now the length of time, it just depends on your body because it varies between people. So like Rochelle, she just got such relief in 24 hours. She may share with somebody else and they're not going to have relief for 3 months. It just depends on the body because the stem cells are going to go where the body needs it most. So I have heard glutathione, which is our detox patch and immune patch. Glutathione is something that our own body creates, but as we get older, we stop producing it. So glutathione on the chest here, and then X39 in the back of your neck, back of your ear. And you wear that during the day. And I can't tell you, it could make it feel better or sound better in a week. It could be longer than that. Now, I did most recently hear that, I don't know, somebody just joined us. If we could do the mute would be awesome. So I did hear that sometimes you're low on a certain vitamin as well. And I think it was zinc that people could be low on. So you might want to increase a zinc vitamin or do some more research on that. And I also just recently heard that people that have had the vaccines that are having an increase in tinnitus. So pay attention to that as well. There might be some heavy metals that we need to detox in your body because vaccines do cause heavy metals, and we do have patches that can help detox the body as well. So there's a patch protocol for that. So good question. Where exactly on the chest? Okay, so like right here. I'm not sure what that acupuncture point is, but it's just right below. the bone there. And that's one that you wear during the day. Drink plenty of water. Glutathione is going to detox the body. Drink plenty of water. Okay. All right. Any other questions I can support you with?
I have a question.
Debbie, you have a question?
I do. I have, I seen your post today on the diabetes post, and it talks about, and that's probably where you mean about the glutathione. So that's right there, the CV6 maybe. But
Okay.
that person said, you know, putting energy, they were talking about on spleen 6 and ion on CV14 and a couple other things on liver 3. And I'm telling you, I went online Googling some of these places, and one of them I did not get I went on, and I'm on my work computer, and I ended up getting like a bad, I shouldn't have been looking there. Anyway, so
okay.
I was like, okay, that should not be a body part I should be looking at. And I got off that site real quick. And
Okay.
so do we, I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. So, so is there a place that we have within our
company?
Yes, that we have the different various spots. I mean, what they are, the CV and all that stuff, that tell acupoint. Yes, thank you.
Acupuncture points. I think I can get that from Linda. I think Linda has that, where there's acupuncture points. It was good that you did Google it, because that's a lot of times where you can find a lot of acupuncture points. Now for diabetes, is that what you're looking at specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would start with X39 and carnosine. Those are two patches that are very good for diabetes. And those can be placed really, so acupuncture points, and when you see these specific protocols, they're good, but they don't have to be in those specific points. So you can just do what is shown on the brochure. Every sleeve gets a brochure with where to put them. So,
okay.
And it works systemically in the body. So it'll work everywhere. Yeah.
So don't stress about it.
No stressing. There's no stressing when we patch here. That's like absolutely. And we got a patch for that too, Eon.
I was wearing one of those today right here because I had a headache. I had my ice waves and I had an Eon here.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, those are a good combo. And my favorite for pain is going to be Eon on the back of the neck and X39 on the point of pain. And then ice wave that you heard about tonight is our rapid pain relief. And that can go on specific points of the body too. You just get together with the person that invited you for that.
Yeah, I had the migraine there. Thank you.
Yes, the migraine is so good. And X39 will heal your migraines over time as well. Just make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Any other questions I can support you guys with?
I have a question about fibromyalgia.
Oh, that's okay.
What's the best?
Yeah, we find that X39 and Eon. So X39 in the back of the neck, if there's a specific point in pain, I know fibromyalgia is all over the body, but if they're like, their back is hurting worse that day, put it on their back for X39. And then ice wave on the bottom of the feet, that's going to help with overall pain throughout the body. Tan, of course, on the left, white on the right. That's a 2-patch protocol. And we have lots of good stories on fibromyalgia. Oh my goodness. Yes. And somebody talked about bone spurs. My husband has a bone spur on his foot, very painful, thought he had to have another surgery on his foot. X39, he doesn't need another surgery. It's working so well.
Where does he put that? On the heel?
He literally so his bone spur is on the top of his foot, like kind of where maybe a bunion would be. And that's where he puts it. He puts it on the point of pain.
Every time?
Every time. Yep. And he's tried to do like X39 in the back of the neck and Eon on his foot, and that doesn't work for him. It's X39 on his foot.
Whereas a friend of mine, she found that she likes X39 on the back of her neck and Eon on her knee, and that she finds most relief. So
Yeah,
trying out
Depends.
different places for a different, each person is a little different. So
absolutely.
figuring out what
Absolutely.
works for you.
Yeah. And actually, David, he recommends that. That's his favorite, is to put Eon on the point of pain and X39 on the back of the neck. For me, just because I had X39 on my point of pain, I like to put it there.
Right.
And I find that it works for most people. All right, well, let's, so I think we have one guest. So it's Haley, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yay. So this is good notes here. Make sure to invite the guests because they have a high chance of winning. So Haley, you're the winner. Thank you so much for joining us. This Zoom was just for you. And if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to Barbie. And how you can get started, there's a couple different ways. If you just want to try the patches for a month, it's $100. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. Really no obligation. It's on an auto ship, but you can cancel anytime as a customer. And then if you'd like to, the most popular way is a 90-day treatment, because the longer you're on the patches, the more benefits you're going to see. And I've been on them for almost 2 years and I still keep seeing other benefits happening. So definitely get on a 90-day treatment. That's wholesale pricing, best pricing you can get. And it's $300. There's no obligation, no auto ship, and you'll get that wholesale pricing for life. So get back to Barbie. She will definitely help you with that. And our next one is going to be on May 9th. So at May 9th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we may change it to 5, just stay tuned. Five, you say?
I think you might have more people on because a lot of people work till 5,
Yeah. So for Arizona, so we have to think about, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8 Eastern time, but I think 5 is a good time. So we'll probably do 5. And then if you're in Arizona, we do have some other live events that you can plug into as well. So I appreciate you guys showing up, and thank you, ladies, for sharing your testimonies. I would definitely like to, let's patch some more men so we can get more men on here and do some testimonies as well. Men need healing too. So let's go out there and continue to pay it forward. Thank you for your time, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks.
So, hey, Linda posted, I don't know if everyone looks at the chat real quick. Linda had posted about a book on that you can get called Points Made Simple by Deborah Beaker. So it's in the notes, or in the chatting room. So if you want to jot that down real quick before I stop the recording and so if anybody's interested in that, there is acupressure points or acupoints made simple.
Hang on,
that might help you out.
Made simple.
Debbie, I made a copy of it, so if you want me to text it to you.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right, good catch. Thank you, Linda, for sharing that. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
Bye.